Good afternoon, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, my thoughts are all about laughter, and I love laughter. I do not think that many people do not love to laugh, although as adults, many people have trained themselves out of laughing. So sometimes it's because it's not the right situation to be in to be laughing, which is true if you're in a library, right? Or at an important event that you're supposed to be quiet. And of course, some people can still get the giggles in those situations. But oftentimes it's just people do not allow themselves to laugh. So if you were to look at infants and children, you will see how natural it is to laugh. And some of you know that I'm also a laughter yoga therapist. And I can tell you that when I've seen people laughing for healing, I've been thrilled to see the actual results in their healthcare. So today I thought I'd share a few quotes with you about this and talk about laughter a little bit. So, laughter here, I've got this beautiful quote by Sean O'Casey. And this quotation says, "Laughter is wine for the soul. Laughter soft or loud and deep, tinged through with seriousness, the hilarious declaration made by man that life is worth living." And really, laughter really makes people come alive, doesn't it? And authentic laughter is even better. But did you know that even if it's simulated laughter, if you're just acting like something is funny, someone says a joke and you think, oh, that's kind of funny, haha, or you just try to make them feel better. Often we'll do that for children, right? They'll tell you a riddle and they'll say, hey, I've got a riddle and share something with you. And it's very easy to laugh with them, right? And just often to make them feel good, which is such a beautiful feeling. Now, how about if we recognize that laughter makes us feel good? So I'm going to make sure that today, I hope that I can plant the seed of turn that around and recognize that laughter is really good for ourselves. And I came across another quotation that I thought was really quite nice. It's by TamitOpe Ibrahim. And this quotation says, "Nothing has to be funny. Sometimes I just laugh to heal my soul. Nothing has to be funny. Sometimes I just laugh to heal my soul." And this is certainly what I help people understand that they can do, especially with laughter yoga, but certainly today for any reason. Just find a reason to laugh. And it doesn't have to be real, right? So something doesn't have to be really funny for your brain to feel that it is funny. It is feeling good because you're laughing, as opposed to I need to feel amused to laugh, right? It really is good for the soul. And again, as I mentioned, there's so much healing that can happen with laughter alone. And if you can find some time to find something to laugh about, it's a fantastic feeling. Now, for me, it doesn't take me much to laugh. There's many, many things that I can laugh about in a day, and most often me. But there's so many things that I'm just amused by, and I love that experience. I truly love getting lost in laughter. And I know that it's good for the mind and body, but again, with this quotation, it also is healing the soul, right? So, and I'm all about mind, body, and soul. So I would love for you to understand and recognize this. Giggle to yourself for a minute. Laugh in your mind or out loud. And I would definitely say laughing out loud is much more therapeutic. So I thought today, because we're on the subject of laughter, I would share a joke with you that may or may not make you laugh, but I found it hilarious. And a friend, a really good friend, shared this with me very recently. So I thought I'd share it with you. So the joke is, here are three nurses that passed away. They got into a car accident and they passed away. And oh my goodness, they're up at the pearly gates with St. Peter. And St. Peter says, well, I'm going to have to ask you questions before you get in. So I'll ask you each one question to see if you're worthy of going in. Okay, so he speaks at one at a time, right? So one at a time, come forward. And so the eldest lady comes forward, the eldest nun, and he says to her, who was the first human being that God created? And she says, well, that's easy. That was Adam. And he says, yes, it was. And the birds start singing and the pearly gates flung open. The next lady moves forward as St. Peter motioned to her to come forward. And she's a little bit nervous, and she's the next oldest lady. And she says, "Oh, what is my question?" And he says, "Okay, when God created a companion for Adam, what was the companion's name?" And the second nun was so excited. She said, "That's easy. It was Eve." And he said, "You were correct." And the birds started singing, and the doors flung open, and she went through the pearly gates. And then the third nun came forward, and she was the youngest nun. And she came forward and she said, "What's the question for me?" And so St. Peter said, "Well, what was the first thing that Adam said to Eve?" And she said, "Oh my gosh, that's hard." And the birds started singing and the gates flew open. I so hope you understand that joke. It's just my style. And so obviously my friend knows me very well, and I have had such a fun time repeating that joke in my mind. So I hope today you get a little bit of a chuckle, whether through that joke or anything else that brings a smile to your face and a laugh in your mind or out loud. And I would encourage to laugh out loud. And I want to finish with this final quotation, which is by Pablo Neruda. And this quotation says, "Laughter is the language of the soul." So we come back to laughter affecting the soul. Laughter is the language of the soul. I hope you have an easy day ahead, or maybe hard, depending on where you are. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.